1. What is the short title of this act? Option C is correct. Punjab Enforcement and Regulation Act 2024 is the short title of this act. To which area does this act extend? So option B is correct. It shall extend to the whole of the Punjab. When does this act come into force? Option C is the right answer. It shall come into force on such date and apply to such area as the government may by notification in the official gazette specify. Now going to question number 4. What does act mean under this law? Act means the Punjab Enforcement and Regulation Act 2024 under this law. Option D is correct. Question number 5. What does authority means under this act? Option C is correct. Authority means the Punjab Enforcement and Regulatory Authority established under the Section 3 of the Act. So you have to remember it is the Section 3 under which the establishment of authority is defined. Question number 6. What does authorized officer means under this act? Authorized officer means the authorized officer appointed under section 10 of the act. So here option A is the correct answer, and the authorized officer shall be an officer of at least BS 18. Now going to question number 7. What does assets means under this act? Assets mean and include all movable and immovable properties of a defaulter or his dependents. What does board mean under this act? Board means the District Enforcement and Regulatory Board constituted under the Section 12 of the Act. So here option B is the right answer. Now going to question number 9. What does chairperson means under this act? Chairperson means the chairperson of the authority. So here option A is the right answer. What does sergeant mean under this act? Sergeant means the sergeant appointed by the authority under the act. So option A is the correct answer. Question number 11. What does code mean under this act? Code, this is a really important MCQ. That code means the Code of Criminal Procedure 1898, 5 of 1898. Option C is the right answer. Question number 12. What does committee means under this act? Committee means and committee constituted under the act. So option B is the right answer. Question number 13. What does court mean under this act? Court means the court of session established under the code and also include the code of an additional sessions judge. So option B is the right answer. Question number 14. What does custodian of the state property mean under this act? Custodian of the state property means such officer or such employee of the government who is responsible for managing, maintaining and protecting the state property. So here option B is the right answer. Question number 15. What does department mean under this act? Department means the department as defined under the Punjab Government Rules of Business 2011 and also includes attached departments, autonomous bodies, local government bodies and the semi-government entities. So option A is the right answer here. Next question is, what does Director General DG means under this act? Director General means the Director General of the authority appointed under the act. So C is the right answer. What does district means under this act? District means a district notified under the Punjab Land Revenue Act 1967, 17 of 1967. So option B is the right answer. Next question is, what does employee mean under this act? Employee includes an officer or an officer, staff, or any other person recruited by the authority under the section 10 of the act. Employee includes an officer, staff, or any other person recruited by the authority under the section 10 of the act. Next question is, what does encroachment mean under this act? Encroachment includes any interference with or intrusion into the state property and includes any permanent or temporary structure raised thereon or movable objects intruded thereupon. So this is the definition of encroachment. So option A is the right answer. What does enforcement include under this act? Enforcement includes all acts or processes as may be required for the compelling compliance with the provisions of this act and scheduled laws. So option B is the right answer here. Next question is, what does enforcement cost means under this act? Enforcement cost means an amount paid by the cost means the cost determined by the hearing officer on an offender and includes any additional cost incurred by the enforcement station to restore the violation. So option C is here correct. Enforcement cost means the cost determined by the HO, means hearing officer, on an offender and includes any additional cost incurred by the enforcement station to restore the violation. So option C is correct answer here. What does enforcement officer means under this act? Enforcement officer means an enforcement officer appointed under the act. So option C is correct here. What does EPO stands for? EPO stands for Emergency Prohibition Order. So here option C is the right answer. What does enforcement station means under this act? Enforcement station means any place or premises declared by the government to be the enforcement station at the subdivision level under the act. What does fund means under this act? Fund means the Punjab Enforcement and Regulatory Authority fund established under the act. Question number 7. What does government means under this act? Government means the government of Punjab. What does grievance redressal commissioner means under this act? Grievance redressal commission grievance redressal commissioner means under this act. Grievance redressal commissioner means any person who may be appointed as the grievance redressal commissioner by the authority under the act. Question number 9. What does hearing officer means under this act? HO or hearing officer means the hearing officer appointed under the act. These are basic MCQs, but you have to cover them all. What does initiating authority means under this act? Initiating authority means any officer or forum initiating an inquiry under the act. So option B is the right answer. This one was tricky. Initiating authority means any officer or forum initiating an inquiry under the act. Next question is, what does investigation officer means under this act? Investigation officer means the investigation officer appointed under the act. So option C is the right answer. What does illegal occupier means under the act? Illegal occupier means a trespasser on the state property, including such leasee or licensee who after the expiry of period of lease or license continues to remain in the occupation of the state property, or an allottee with who after the expiry or cancellation of such allotment continues to remain in the occupation of the state property. Next question is, what does magistrate means under the act? Magistrate means a magistrate empowered under this act and includes magistrate empowered under the section 14A of the code. So option B is the right answer. What does magistrate means? Magistrate means a magistrate empowered under this act and includes a magistrate empowered under section 14A of the code. What does notices means under this act? Notices means notices including any summon or any other communication information required to be served under the act. Or notices means advertisement or published by the government departments. Notices means the legal announcement made in newspaper, or notices means the official court ruling. And so option A is correct here. Notices means the including any summon or any communication information required to be served under this act. What does offense means under this act? Offense means any offense or violation under this act and includes any offense or violation under the scheduled law. So option C is the right answer. What does offender means under this act? Offender means a person who has committed or against whom there is a reasonable belief or suspicion that he has committed a violation or offense under this act or scheduled law. So option C is the correct answer. What does penalty means under this act? Penalty means the punishment or fine awarded to a person as provided under this act or scheduled law. What does person means under this act? Person means a natural person including partnership, firm, company, association, joint stock association, corporation, or other like organizations. So option A is the correct answer. Moving to next question. What does prescribed means under this act? Prescribed means prescribed by the rules or regulations made or framed under this act. So option C is the right answer. Prescribed means prescribed by the rules or regulations made or framed under this act. Next question. What does prosecutor means under this act? Prosecutor means any person appointed as a prosecutor under the Punjab Criminal Procedure Service Constitution Functions and Powers Act 2006 2 of 2006. So option B is correct. Prosecutor means any person appointed as a prosecutor under the Punjab Criminal Prosecution Service Constitution Functions and Powers Act 2006 2 of 2006. What does public place means under this act? Public place means any restricted area by the government? No. Public place means any private property used for the commercial purposes? No. Public place means any place, building, or conveyance to which the public has or is permitted access, including but not limited to streets, highways, common areas, schools, hospital, any public offices, building. So this is the right answer. So option C is correct. What does regulations means under this act? Regulations means the regulation framed under this act. So option B is the right answer. What does reference means under this act? Reference means a case referred to the Supreme Court for interpretation? No. Reference means an appeal made by the district magistrate? No. Reference means a reference made by the department wherein the violation or offense is reported to authority or the enforcement station for enforcement of the act or scheduled law? Yes, this is the right answer. So option C seems correct. Let me check. Yes, option C is the right answer. What does requisition means under this act? Requisition means a requisition made to the district enforcement and regulatory board wherein support or assistance is requested by one enforcement station from another enforcement station for the purpose of enforcement of the act or scheduled law. Here it says that it is correct. Let me check. I am confused over this answer. Let me check other options. Requisition means a written complaint against a law enforcement officer. Requisition means an order issued shut down illegal business. Requisition means made by. So out of these four options, B seems correct. Yeah, right answer is option B. Next is, what does rules means under this act? Rules means regulation rules mean rules made under this act. Option A is correct. Next question is, what does selection panel means under this act? Selection panel means the selection panel constituted under the act. Option B is the right answer. What does schedule means under this act? Schedule means the schedule appended with the act. So option C is the correct answer. Schedule means the schedule appended with the act. What does schedule laws means under this act? Schedule laws means the laws mentioned in this schedule. Option A seems to be correct. Yes, option A is correct. What does services include under this act? Services include all services that are required to be provided by the government in the public interest. Option B is the right answer. What does state property means under this act? State property means the property state property means the property in the name of or under the control of the government or department or any entity owned or controlled by the government. So option C is the correct answer here. Next question is, what does supplies includes under this act? Supplies includes all the supplies that are required to be maintained by the government in the public interest. So option C is the right answer. What does subdivision means under this act? Subdivisions means a subdivision notified as such under the Punjab Land Revenue Act 1967, 17 of 1967. Option B is correct. What does subdivisional enforcement officer means? Subdivision enforcement officer means subdivision enforcement officer appointed under the act. Option B is correct. Next question is, what does sports staff means? Sports staff means the staff of the authority performing the clerical, technical or other ministerial jobs for the maintenance and operations of its offices. Option C is correct. What does whistleblower means under this act? Whistleblowers means the person who in the public interest disclosed to the authority an actual or suspected violation